Rishikesh Nare, and we welcome you to our special series, The Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories. It is an initiative by ETH. The key to cutting chai conversation is to have a good discussion around the areas of your early life, education to grooming, training, business sense, skill augmentation to work-life balance. Before we begin, let me set the context right. Cutting Chai is a series of candid conversations where we take you through the inspirational journeys of influential people. You all have seen these personalities in the corporate world, but we are taking them away from that boardroom drama to have some fun chat around their personal life. And today we have with us Mr. Pawan Nanda, co-founder and CEO, Winzo. Hi, Pawan. Thank you for your time because considering the scenario now, virtual world, time is the biggest commodity, what I feel.
Hi, Rishikesh. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here with you and very excited for this interaction.
Of course, of course. So, before wasting any time, let's start at the very beginning. Take us through your childhood days, your school, and the time spent with your first set of friends. That is always special because we always remember our first bunch of friends. So, just give us a feel about your childhood. We're excited to hear that because, and again, let me give you that compliment. Your office is wonderful. I can see that background, and it is the craziest thing that I've ever seen. I've interviewed so many people, so many offices that I've been to. This is the most craziest thing that I've seen.
Thank you so much. I think the credit goes to the team. So this is basically a conference room, and we have many such murals, across the office. We are a gaming company. It should look like, it should have that flavor all across the property. So yeah, thank you so much. Coming to the childhood bit. So maybe what I can do is I can, share some context here, right? I'm from Delhi, born and brought up here. Both my parents were actually in government services. So my mother was with the Reserve Bank of India. My father was in railways, and I spent, I would say, the first 24, 25 years of my life in the same house. So we used to stay in Reserve Bank of India colony, which was basically the house allotted to my mother in Sarojini Nagar here in Delhi, southern part of Delhi. Yeah, and because it was a colony, it was a very warm circle. Everybody, there were about 200 to 250 houses, and all their parents, basically used to, go to the same office, and as a result, there was a lot of camaraderie in the neighborhood, right? And as a result, of course, that camaraderie flew through with their child as well. And I had most of my friends, the ones that I remember even till now were around that neighborhood, right? And there was, I think I practically did not study at all till I was in 8th standard. So the first, I would say, 12, 13 years of my life, I was just chilling. Used to play a lot of games. In fact, I think the gaming in me actually came in that early as well. So I had video games. We used to play a lot of cricket. Earlier, I think I was the first one to in fact get a hand video game right among the friend circle. So I think that's how I remember my first few years of life. Right, a hand video game where I used to play Snake. Then I got an 8-bit. Then I got a Sega 16-bit. And used to call our friends to, right after school and during summer vacations to just, come and have those gaming sessions, and our endless gaming sessions, right? Like parents used to really got fed up at some point because there was only one television and we used to just occupy that television to play games all the time. So yeah, that's how I remember it, those early days.
When it comes to gaming, I read about you. So I understand, from a gaming perspective, but when it comes to a person who has transformed his hobby into a profession, so when you were playing those games, you had any thought in your mind that you would make career out of it, or you were just playing games to just beat your friends, or if you had the console and you had the authority, I will play 1 hour extra.
Obviously, when you're playing games, you don't imagine, the mind is not that mature that, somebody must have made these games and, you can be that person who will make games. But I think when I used to play cricket and all, all these outdoor sports, as a kid, I used to be like, if I'm going to hit a 6 on this ball, then I think I can be, a cricketer in life. Or if I'm going to stop this boundary, then I'll be a cricketer. Setting those small targets and really thinking that oh, I'm so good. But like the idea was never to, to be very honest, like no, like I think up until like even in college, I wasn't very sure what exactly I'm going to do in life, right? Leave aside those, know, childhood days.
You
So
had
yeah,
the perfect childhood, because you mentioned that till eighth standard you did not study properly. Like, you just study for to get to another standard, or just make sure कि यार घर
I
वाले
mean,
की डांट
yeah,
ना पड़े.
I mean, like it's not really required to study, right, to get to the next standard.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally feel that you don't really have to study if you just have to go to the next standard. I mean, you have to secure marks and be in top 2 3, then you have to study. So वो autopilot पे चल रहा था basically
अच्छा.
पूरा
And then,
education system in my life was
so
on
what
autopilot.
happened in
नहीं जाता था
eighth?
वैसे.
मतलब eighth में ऐसे what happened in eighth that maybe like what I do with my my niece, that I tell her that if you study well, I'll give you PS5. Now this is the bet, okay? This is
हाँ.
how things have changed. So with your case, something had happened. Okay, you have 8-bit. I'll give you Sega, because at that point of time, Sega is something that aspirational. There's someone who had
Yeah,
Sega. Yeah.
totally. So actually, in eighth also nothing really happened as such. Basically, because I never studied till eight, my marks like became abysmally low, and I was at a stage where I was struggling. I still remember I got 54 in maths, right, in second term, and basically I think the beating of my life, right, like literally, I think and to be honest, I shared, right, the perspective here. So my parents like were very clear that the only thing we're going to do or invest in you is through education and probably value system, right? So the focus on education, or at least that you will be able to, you have to take up a job, probably the best job, and for that you have to go to the best college. That was instilled, right? And once they figured out that, boss, this guy is not studying at all, like he's not even getting marks, and maths is supposedly that one particular subject which is like a quintessential subject. Like you don't get good marks in Hindi or any other subject, nobody really cares. But if, let's say, you're getting lesser marks in maths, then the entire
CP thing.
extended family will also get on a con call and be like कि करना क्या है फिर इस लड़के का अब लाइफ में आगे. So
Thank God we did
that
not
moment
have.
happened with me.
Thank God we did not have Zoom at that point of time. Otherwise, your family members, most of the family members, they might have done their thing on the internet. So
No, I know they were actually pretty much physically present with me. And
that's even bad.
that was exactly that wasn't that convenient, to be honest. But yeah.
So as a kid, were you the mischievous one, or the one, or that friend, who will suggest here, aaj ye karte hain? Like, today's agenda is this. Like, where do you place yourself? Like someone who is like mischievous and karke ekdam, safe. Another guy.
Yeah, I think
that's.
I think yeah. The first one sounds more like me. See, I wasn't someone like a leader of the pack, or who this guy. Nothing of that sort, right? And neither was I somebody who was very disciplined, quiet. So I'm sure figure out who that. So I think I was basically somebody who was, who used to try different things, try new things, and be quiet about it, being mischievous but quiet about it, stealing chocolates and not telling anyone, those kind of stuff.
Yeah, and to have that poker face, it's very, very difficult, because at that point of time we do not even know what is the meaning of poker face. When we get up, we learn things.
We'll cover about poker. We'll cover about poker also, because I think poker has also been an important part of my life.
Maybe that, see the anecdotes you see, I don't want to jump into another thought, but I don't want to forget this. So you were talking about in your initial days, the camaraderie that you spoke about, right? The people, they stay together, and of course you're the co-founder of Zostel. Now again, you created something that that transmit, that shows the camaraderie part. That's how your anecdotes are connected. So again, let me go back to your school days. So 10th ho gaya, and then after that, what you had in your mind? College karte hain or just
no, college to na.
Exactly.
It was very clear. And I mean, I got into a pretty decent college, right? I did my engineering from NSIT Delhi. So 11th and 12th, were fairly rigorous, prepared for JEE and all these engineering exams. And I think I didn't enjoy as much my school time between 9th and 12th because pretty much was focusing on studies because I had a lot of backlog also, right? I had to cover from nursery to 8th also. So 14 years की पढ़ाई 4 years में करी है मैंने, right? Like I was learning how to do, take out LCM and HCF in 9th. Can you imagine that? So I started off
But,
really late. All
but
those things I taught in 5th or 6th. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the
So
transformation that nowadays we see that kind of a transformation because of pandemic COVID. You started learning things at a very faster pace, but you could manage that. I think 10 years back.
Somehow, yes,
Yeah,
somehow.
the
And that's why I
rapid.
didn't do much, for those 4 years except for study. And yeah, like once I, of course, entered, my engineering college, NSIT, I think that is, those 4 years were extremely, memorable, enjoyable. Again, I didn't study much, back to the same default mode. Anyway, in engineering colleges, of course, barring few folks, it's a very chilled atmosphere, right? So I think made some of the best, best of friends of my life there. For the first time, I actually made a, what you call, this is my friend circle. We are
A
all
group
friends.
अपना
Kahin kisi
public.
ko, if somebody gets beaten, everybody will come and,
Yeah,
get beaten with him. I've never beaten anybody in my life, though I'm like, so, but at least, had that 4, 5 uh, friends, and we used to like roam around, play a lot of games, play a lot of cards, Counter Strike, LAN gaming, all those stuff we did, back in NSIT. Yeah.
yeah. And so again, when you're in your engineering college and you're talking about your 4 5 friends, we have seen and. I'm not from an engineering background, but most of my engineering friends, what do they tell me? That is the second family that you stay with, because for every sorrow, for every bad thing that goes with you, you can't call your family because your family is under impression that मेरा लड़का पढ़ाई कर रहा है, बहुत अच्छे से चीजें हो रही है, and you don't want to break that bubble because again at the end of the day you feel that अरे तो वो पढ़ाई की मेरी फीस भर रही है करें, what is the stress? I don't want to give them additional stress, so that circle of your engineering friends becomes so strong that even if you're away from away from one place, like someone in another country, someone in another state, you guys are connected. So that is something I always
that is, it's like, you can start, like even today I can speak to some, though like we are in very good touch. I was with them last night, I mean, for that matter. But yes, I think that's like I said, right? That's the best of friendships you can make, right? Back in the day. And those friendships then go along with you for the rest of your life.
You remember your first job interview? Or was it like वो होता है ना कि when people ask you okay tell me about this and someone who will portray कि okay I know everything and then fumble and that, otherwise or you were the clear one कि okay ये मुझे इतना आता है, this is what I know.
I used to
you tried
आता मुझे कम था. I used to always like overpitch and say things even if I don't know anything, I don't know something about a particular subject, I will never say I don't know.
engineering
I didn't have that maturity in 4th year, during interviews because you because for first 3 years, you are giving so many vivas during, and आता कुछ होता नहीं है, right? And if you will in vivas in engineering, if you will say, vivas, right? Like for engineering labs, you have to give vivas. There, if you say I don't know, you will not get any marks because you don't know even a single question. In most of the vivas, you don't know even a single question. So there are 4 people, and you'll be just wait. So the way it works out, at least for us, it used to work out was either you will ask the guy or girl who had entered before you कि क्या पूछा तुझसे, and you will just try to murmur something around similar lines, or there'll be 4 people sitting on the same table, and the same question that person will ask. You tell me, okay, what is your answer? What is your answer? And what is your answer?
But if they change the sequence, then
yes, exactly. So, but at least 75% of the time you will have some answer on which you can build on it. So I don't know what the scoping here, right? Like I think whatever CCPA we've got is through figuring things out or murmuring something or cooking something up. I think the first job interview would have also gone that way. By the way, my first job interview was with TCS. So I think it was a fairly easy one. Like I still remember that they took some 90 people from my campus. So, right.
Okay.
I think it was just about tell me about yourself.
Okay. And how confidently that person is
got the job.
Okay, that's it. So, where did this, Zostel thing came into picture? Because this is something, and it's again, it's a privilege that we're sharing the screen. My friends, most of my guys, they have utilized your services and they're pretty happy about it. Okay, it
Acha,
is,
good.
and then I thought, यार मतलब ये कोई तो एक आदमी होगा जिसने बनाया होगा, and I never pictured your your appearance, never, someone who is with a coat and stuff like that. But now, yeah, you
Acha,
seem.
jacket hai yaar.
But yeah, so where did that Zostel idea come from?
So I'll do some, I'll very quickly fast
Yeah,
forward
sure.
to that point. So after NSIT, I spent 2.5 years working with a strategy consulting firm called Bain and Company. And then I decided to pursue my MBA. So I went to IIM Calcutta, 12 to 14 batch. And then in a B school, in the second year, in IIMs, there is hardly anything to do, right? You're already, placed for summers. Some of you already have a pre-placement offer. You're planning to go to an exchange. So that's when me, along with a bunch of friends, one of my friends actually, batchmates from college, he recommended that, hey, let's do something like this. Let's start a chain of backpacker hostels in India. And we had all, of course, gone to our exchanges and international trips for work where we have all stayed in these kind of backpacker hostels, and they're a phenomenal concept, right? It's amazing. So we thought, okay, this sounds like this sounds like a great idea. Let's start, right? Anyway, we have 1 year. We don't have much to do. People are whiling away time watching Netflix or just dozing around. Let's do something constructive. And by the way, we are 7 founders in Zostel. So 4 of them were in IIMCAL, 3 were outside IIMCAL. So it was a very big group that way, right? And big ball of force, everybody very excited about this concept. And we started working on it. And, Google also did not have, like right now, if you want to start off something, there's so many resources available. There's so
Right.
much information, how to really think about a business model, how to go about it. But back in 2013, so I'm talking about 2013, right? The Indian startup ecosystem was not like it was in infancy itself. So we just went on building it. We fortunate enough to receive a term sheet even before graduating, and then in 2014, while my other friends joined consulting or investment banking, I was actually just moving from one city to another to really find out properties that can be converted into backpacker hostels. So like in
That's
2014,
an but Pawan, that's an extensive thing. I mean, you're right now. You're just saying that I was just visiting cities but
no,
like
I'll
how
tell
many?
you what I'll tell you. So I stayed 4 months in Udaipur, 3 months in
Okay,
Goa. But the most interesting part is I stayed 5 months in Delhi in Paharganj.
okay.
Uh,
Oh,
are you aware of
yeah, yeah,
Paharganj?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
I know.
it's right next to the New Delhi railway station.
Right.
So we had taken up this budget hotel. The name of the hotel was Hotel Raja, and we
Okay.
had to convert that one. It was a massive property that has to be converted to a hostel. And I was the only one responsible, like along with the co-founder. Uh, and we used to just deal with plumbers, electricians, carpenters, day in, day out, right, for 5 months, just dealing with that. It was pretty much living in a construction site, right? And you don't imagine, engineering, then consulting, then IIMCAL. Who would have imagined that I'll be doing that for 5 months, right?
सर वो छप्पर लीक हो रहा है ऐसे.
हाँ, सब कुछ ये. And exactly, कि ये वाला पेंट का वाला कलर लेके आओ, and I'm going to Sadar Bazaar. Sadar Bazaar is 2 minutes from there, that place. So ये सब this is what I was doing in 2014. So while what you guys see as, or what the brand Zostel is, it's phenomenal brand in terms of properties, in terms of feel. I think there was a lot of effort and hard work that went behind it, especially in the early days.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very difficult to find places, then create a mechanism where other people will find those places, and at the same time make it affordable, make it reasonably. Your facilities has to be in place, otherwise people will not come back to you, and that's again to do that retention part. It's a challenging thing. I don't know. I mean, you're just. But I don't know whether that's you are the same kid who would never. He did not study till 8th standard, and then what happened in 8, I don't know, but yeah, that's the correct point that you still have that point in your mind, because 8 के बाद जो भी हुआ यार ऊपर ही
No,
हुआ है.
because naturally I'm still that same kid, which it was from nursery to 8 जो मैं था. That is my natural self. Everything else is learned behavior. Right now, whatever I'm doing is a learned behavior that, because there's just so many responsibilities that you have as a co-founder, right? You cannot like be chilling and taking like I can't be my natural self that way, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then from Zostel now, okay, it's a different space that you were operating into. And then why did you feel, okay, now let's go back to my earliest memory of another profession, that is gaming? How did that happen? So that transformation,
yeah,
is it,
sure.
again, is it overnight transformation, or it was a planned process to do this?
I'll tell you, no, it was not overnight, firstly. So basically, Zostel we ran from 2014, 2015. We also added Zorooms, by the way, you know, which was a very different business. We were competing directly with Oyo. And we had to sell Zorum business to Oyo Rooms in, you know, early 2016. And it was a very painful process. Probably, you know, we had to, you can say, at one point of time, we had 700 people in the company, you know, about 600 hotels across 32 cities, 12 offices. And we had to wound all of that down or transfer it. We had to outplace folks. So it was a pretty hard time that way. And I basically moved out of that venture. All the founders moved out of that venture except for one. That person continued to build Zostel. And I really took a small break, a sabbatical of sorts, to figure out what really happened there, right? What are the mistakes? How could that be avoided? Because entrepreneurship really takes a lot of toll on, you know, everything you do, because you're 24/7 living, breathing that, right? There's no family, no friends, no nothing, right? And suddenly, if let's say you have to, for whatever reason, discontinue your venture, then there is a very massive void and, you know, a lot of doubts that also creep in. So had to address all of that, and it took me a couple of months. And yeah, that's the time. By then 2017 ho gaya tha. Jio had come in, had started distributing free internet. So the world was very new. Suddenly you had these 50, 60 crore people having smartphones and playing lots of games. By the way, also, I'm a fairly avid poker player, right? So we used to play, you know, poker back in IMCAL. I also played poker, I would say, after, you know, in between Zostel and when I was in that sabbatical. So, and I knew a bunch of folks who sort of run these poker ventures, and they were all fairly profitable. So I thought, I mean, okay, you know, there is a lot of money to be made here, but then the product has to be built for the masses. Like, you need to build a product, because poker or rummy, these are very, very niche kind of games, right? Not many people know or play them.
Right.
The masses are playing, let's say, carom or chess. So if you can sort of bring or cross some of the game design elements, monetization elements of a game of poker into, let's say, a game of carom or chess, you know, then it can become a really massive product venture outcome, right? And that's how we sort of, you know, and it was me and my co-founder Soumya, both of us were like, you know, we were dabbling that we have to start off something. You know, this opportunity stuck us and we went ahead. We were at that point of time, by the way, tossing between fintech and gaming. So fintech was also equally exciting. We wanted to basically start off something where we can invest 10, 15, 20 years, where we can build $100 billion company, right? So the infinite potential. And gaming and fintech, both of them were equally promising. Fintech, we personally felt, is extremely you know, regulated. The space was already very crowded, and that joy of creativity, right? That joy of creation,
right?
You know, that every time we used to be like, okay, let's think of this business model, and we used to speak to a few folks in fintech. They were like, this is regulated, that's not allowed. So it happened to us 3-4 times. No, this is not allowed. We're like, boss, you know, we don't want to we don't want to chain ourselves thinking, you know, so in a box, right? So we thought of gaming. Games खेलते हैं, and, you know, let's tinker with people's imagination. Let's just give them some of the best interactive entertainment experiences they can get. And yeah, with that thought, we started off Winzo early 2018. Mein.
Great. And this is a great. Again, I can visualize now when I talk to people. I portray one picture, and now I can see that entire picture. Someone, a kid in that colony with very humble beginnings. Now doing the same thing, he's just pampering the inner child within himself and just doing things. And before we move to our next segment, this last question that I want to ask you. And this is for the young creators or startup guys. I mean, I don't call them startup companies. I call them creators, because, you know, it's a brainchild, right? When they deal with, because most of the times what happens is, you know, even if you're on social media news, you always read about success stories. But I think I was reading through the data that which had come from the edit team, and they were saying that only 4% of the people they get the right amount of funding and the direction. But what about the 96% of the people? So they are nowhere, but they might listen to this. They are struggling somewhere. So what is the right mindset that someone should possess when they're down and upset and depressed? And specifically, I'm talking about the creators and the startup guys. What is your message? Because you're an influential personality, and ये होता ना कि डैड का नहीं सुनेंगे, लेकिन ऐसे कोई अपने वाला बंदा बोल दिया ना, that's right. So tell us.
By the way, what you've asked is like, something, it's a very wide topic, right? I can go on and speak for 5 hours on just this, right? Because I've seen so much, right? It's been 8 years, it's been building 3 startups, fail, success, everything, right? So first things first, I want to, call it out. And I really want, I ideally somebody would have told me this, that would have been amazing for me as well in the early days, right? Okay, whatever we read in PR and news and, articles that, so much celebrations that, hey, this startup is again raised capital and become, fastest unicorn and fastest decacorn. I know, okay, so much money these guys are raising and, everything around it. So all of that is only one side of it. And to be honest, no single startup has a rosy, all day, all time rosy picture. There are extremely, I would say, unfortunate instances happening inside, very hard days, that every founder goes through. And it's really, I don't think so, there is an easy way out. So the only thing that an entrepreneur has to do is have a lot of perseverance. I personally feel that the only thing that has helped me also, all through these years is perseverance, right? So one needs to just keep on, executing, working hard. There is nothing like lucky also, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, yeah, this guy is so lucky. I also had the same idea, but this guy got so much money, right? Or look at this guy, he doesn't even know how to speak. Still, he has so much money, right? But I personally feel that, through perseverance, you are basically increasing the odds of getting lucky.
Right.
So,
right.
If you definitely, it can. For example, we have seen, we have in Winzo's journey, I can tell you that there have been funding rounds where we have been rejected by 200 plus investors. And there have been funding rounds where we just met a person and within 10 minutes, that person offered us a term sheet, right? So, but it's not that, but is that luck? I don't think so. It's luck, right? Because it's really, through perseverance, through preparation, through hard work, you increase your chances of getting lucky. So yeah, these are 2 things that I'll, say. One, don't rely on what's happening in PR, or because that's only one side of it, and that's also not, all truth. There's a lot of effort and, I would say downsides or, bad days around it that everybody goes through, and it's like a fair share. It's a random distribution. Everybody will get that. And second one is perseverance, right? Just keep on.
Yeah. I mean, you've given me a title to this conversation. I'm going to pick up one of the things that you just said about perseverance, and when we promote this, I'll make sure that this quote will be featured along with your face, because I really love the part that you made it so clear. Yaar, sabka nahi hai, acha, matlab, these people struggle and they find it difficult. But again, keep on doing. Believe in yourself, and things may go right.
Yeah. So just in case anybody, I can tell about myself also. Like just in case anybody feels that I had a great, life. I've been, cracking one. I'm like a startup churning machine. Zostel and Winzo and this and that. I can tell you that I personally have a fairly hard life. And there are so many things that have gone wrong for some things to go right, and it's been just because of perseverance. Yeah.
Great. Nice segment. Let's move to another segment where we have another tech expert. We have with us Aditya Agarwal, who's head of large enterprise business for Lenovo India. And this is the segment I love the most. Aditya must have heard this line thousands of times, but I want to say it again. So when tech leaders like you guys talk, I just consume content and then I go off and show off to the other guys. But I do give you credit. So one question that I want to leave you guys with: we have seen exponential growth happening from a digital transformation landscape, but from that perspective in last 18 months. Now, as a layman, what do I expect from end user computing, or maybe the services or the apps that I'm going to use in next 1 year? So who wants to start? Pawan?
Aditya, please go for it.
Well, you are the expert in that because you see that each and every day, right?
Yeah, exactly. So many examples.
Yeah, so I'll go first because then otherwise I won't have much to say after that, right? So, well, what I'll say is that what we are seeing is people want faster, cheaper, better all at the same time now, right? Because there are so many industries giving them all kinds of experience, and the responsibility is really increasing each and every day. So that's one thing. What we also see is that people becoming more and more aware about security. Now, I know that's not the most fun topic we are talking about, but in this new times, I see people worrying about that a lot, and we see our customers as well as users work about talk about security a lot. So, and third, innovations, new products, new solutions. Every day something new hits the market that that we don't know of, or innovations which take stuff down to a totally different level. So security, this whole piece about innovation, and these are the things that we see people asking for more and more at lesser and lesser.
Absolutely. I think it's very difficult to please the Indian audience, right? They're very cost sensitive. They are, of course, now in terms of the experience of the product, they want top notch quality there, and also they're very vocal and very verbal. So the moment it's a great product, they will come around and give you a 5-star rating, and the moment you give them a shoddy experience, they will really rip you apart as well, right? Very unforgiving that way. I think I'm not from a hardware background, but definitely if I talk about mobile applications and consumer internet, then even our particular venture, you see, it's been literally born after Jio had come into picture, right? And smartphone revolution. So smartphone revolution or digital revolution, when I say, it has 3-4 key pillars, right? First one is free internet or cheap data, right? And now that has made India the largest consumer of data. Our per gigabyte consumption is, per capita is highest in the world. Then it comes to, smartphone devices, the hardware infra. Again, with so many options on the table, and better qualities, better features at the same price, like Aditya mentioned. I think people are really well equipped in terms of the capabilities of their device, right? And third is payments, right? I think we've done a beautiful job there, especially with UPI now taking such a sizable share volume. We are, I think, breaking record every passing month. It has suddenly brought, and that is critical because otherwise, how will you monetize, right? How will you monetize in deep hinterlands of the country? I think these 3-4 things have been, of course, very, very powerful in terms of setting us on a very different trajectory. Let's say, I'll give you an example, right? Not sure if many people are aware of this or not. And this is something that we should be really proud of as well. India has the highest number of mobile game downloads globally. So we do about 10 billion mobile games downloaded in India per year. The second highest is US at 5 billion. So just imagine the margin with which we are hit, right? Now, what can happen in terms of the industry that you're talking about? If you look at US, China, so many mature unicorns, decacorns, public listed companies. You have EA Sports of the world, Sony's and Nintendo's, right? But if you look at India, it's still early days, right? Yes, of course, there are a bunch of unicorns, but the next 7-8 years, 10 years is really about the gaming ecosystem. We are, of course, very, very thrilled. In fact, we personally feel fairly fortunate also to be the right place at the right time. It's like a momentous thing, right? It will happen probably once in a decade kind of thing for a particular sector. And so next couple of years are going to be really about, a lot of companies trying for mind share, trying for wallet share for this audience, which is, 70, 80 crore people who have, ability to pay, who have all the infra to pay and access content from wherever they are.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I feel at least. Yeah.
yeah. Aditi, your thoughts? Do you think? I mean, Pawan is the guy. I'm honestly telling you that we can debate with him. Like we can say no, Pawan, we don't agree to this. And then Pawan is someone who come back to us in any SIS, and he'll make us understand the ground reality. Right? That's what I feel.
Yeah, of course. These are all valid points, and and coming from a industry veteran who has seen across, you've been in different kinds of businesses, been there, done that, right? You get that vibe that yes, it is what we see on the ground right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I remember demonetization. I had taken out some cash because cash seemed to be going out, and I'd taken out some only, right? And I haven't touched that cash till now. Right? Because I've been using my phone and credit card, and credit card has also gone down. I've been using my phone, and that cash has lasted, right? So I mean, no, of course, though.
No, I totally agree.
At a
Very valid point.
Correct. So that's what we are seeing. That's still lying there.
So I think I did something that's similar. Right? I probably visited an ATM after like 10-11 months of demonetization. And I actually, clicked a selfie that, hey, this is the first time I have to actually withdraw, out of a Paytm. Otherwise, UPI is in the Zindabad or credit cards in the Zindabad.
Yeah.
So that was Pawan Nanda for you guys, a personality which is fueled with perseverance, someone who dares to dream and convert those dreams into reality with his sincere approach. He's relentless, focused to serve the community with his innovations. So, Pawan, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, your experiences with us, and the last segment and your piece about perseverance that will really help the people who are watching this. No matter they're into a startup space or they're into they're giving their 10th exam. Yeah, it is universally correct.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much. It was